Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome back to the glorious OverAnalyzed. And today we've got a treat, ladies and gentlemen. This is a bronze Genji player. It is a 1,000. Actually, no, it's silver. I apologize, it's silver, but it's 1,500. So it's bronze, silver. It's a very low tier Genji. Now, this person said, Sty, I'm having some problems playing Genji. Can you give me some help? Which is great, and which is what we're going to do in this video. You guys, if you want to send videos in to appear on this series, then do follow the instructions that have been on the screen and be nice in the comments below. Because there are a few things with Genji, and let's play the video while we talk about this. But if a player is typically this low with Genji, it means they've got problems straight away. Because why are you not going straight to the point? Because you should go straight to the point with Genji. When the enemy team come around that way, use deflect to hit shots back into them and fire shurikens in them to get ultimate charge. Going on the crazy flank at the start, okay, whatever. But they're probably fundamental mechanical problems, right? Your accuracy looks stable. No. 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 Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Right. We're going back to the point. We can see there's a Reaper there and he's being chased by a Mei. So let's help him. Yes. Yes, yes. Nice. Alright, so primary and secondary attack. You should have been using your primary attack there to fire the shurikens in a line, not going for secondary, right? Because you want to use secondary fire when you're on top of targets. Even if they're small targets, it doesn't really matter. Use secondary fire, you're going to hit them more often. Just walking straight into them is not clever. You will get killed. Remember what Genji's about, right? Genji's got really high mobility. So you want to try and avoid walking straight towards the enemy. Like, don't just walk straight up to them and get killed. Jump on stuff, jump around, and I can hear a bleeping every now and again. I assume that's because your microphone's muted in-game. Which, of course, there's no voice chat. I wouldn't expect voice chat at this level. You know, it's a low-level game. But do try and talk. You know, it won't hurt you. Alright, so... God! I'm gonna die to Mei. Where is she? What was she doing? What was that Mei doing? She could have glassed you in the head. Oh my god. Right, so I want you to use double jump. I want you to be, like, Genji, do Genji things. Because all you're doing right here is walking around. You could just play Soldier or somebody like that, and you would be more effective, right? Because I know Genji's cool, and I know Genji's the Cyber Ninja Man, but you've got to use him as the Cyber Ninja Man. What I recommend that you do is start going into custom games and just wall climbing, just jumping, double jumping, wall climbing, I don't know, dashing around, all of that stuff. I guess we've got to go really back to basics here as well. You will get dash resets when you are part of an elimination. So if you eliminate somebody, you can then dash again. So if you see a low health target, what you should be doing is dashing into them to kill them and then dashing away with the dash reset. Genji is an assassin, remember. This here is actually okay-ish play, right? You're on the periphery, which means you're on the edge of the fight. You're firing shots in. Yeah, they're just sort of standing there and let you kill them. Whoa, whoa, this is bad. This is really bad use of the blade. You've won the fight. Look at the kill feed. I'm not going to pause it because there's no point, but look at the kill feed. Your Bastion, I can't believe I've actually said it, your Bastion has used tank mode. There was one of them left. There is also a teleporter there for some reason. There was one of them left, like one or maybe two of them left. Why is he using sound barrier? That's not great there, Lucio. You should not have used your blade then. It was completely pointless. You would have killed them without the blade. What you got to think is, it's all right me going, oh, look, you shouldn't use your blade at this point, at that point. Just think, can we kill them without my ultimate? And if you can, well, then just kill them without the ultimate. It's pointless wasting the ultimate, right? I know blade charges fairly quick, and it is a really powerful ultimate. One thing you want to be doing with it is looking for the enemy supports, right? Diving into the back line. Well, actually, the very basic way you commit to blade is you dash up into the air. You activate the ultimate, because what that will do is reset your dash. Then you dash down onto the targets, right? That's a very effective way of using Genji. Alright, let's just go back into some more basic stuff here, because we're sort of just walking around and we're dealing with, well... Alright, so that actually wasn't too bad there. We did use the proper correct fire mode then on the D.Va. Because remember, you will actually do kind of more damage with alternate fire than you will with primary fire, because alternate fire fires faster. So if you can throw all three of the shurikens into a head, this is considerably a better use of the ultimate. And you're actually getting good value. Chase him down. Yep. You're actually getting good value off this. Reaper is a bit of a weird one. Like when you go into like a 1v1 with a Reaper, the new Reaper can wreck you. I don't know why he ran away there. I think he was maybe trying to just contest a point or something. If you've got deflect up, you've always got that get out clause, which is something else that I've honestly... I mean, let me just go back onto the Reaper thing for a second, just to clear that out. You can beat Reaper in 1v1, but if you're close range on Reaper, he should kill you, provided you don't have dash available or you don't have deflect available. And this is the thing, right? Can you just hear that audio cue, right? We know Soldier's using his ultimate. Or is that our Soldier? Sorry. No, that was their Soldier. He's just been mowed down by the Bastion. So forget about it. He's dead. Anyway, audio cues, I was going to say. When they pop, you've got to realise you can do something about them. So if Soldier uses his ultimate and you've got dash available and you've got deflect available, dash into his face and deflect. It's going to screw him up. I hate it when Genjis do that to me because then you can't use your ultimate. It's awesome. Apologies as well for that little bleep sound that we keep hearing. That's part of the recording and it's annoying me as well. But there you go. Bleep bleep. Yeah, so... your ultimate use was okay at one point there, but that's not really the problem you've got at the moment. Your accuracy doesn't seem too bad to me, which is the same old thing, right? Decent accuracy, bad positioning. Yes, but the positioning isn't too bad. It's really bad for Genji, though. Like, if you were playing McCree or Soldier, I'd say, yeah, you need to focus on the high ground a little bit more, and yeah, target priority. But Genji, and on this point here on University, it's going to be... this is going to be huge because this is such a good map for Genji. Because of all the verticality here, you can jump up around the points, you can dash around, you can do all kinds of things. The basic fundamentals of Genji, which you are actually showing here, are to fight on the edge of the fight, charge your ultimate, then go in and pick your targets. You are doing this, so I'm proud of you for doing that. So there are the basics there. This, though, is kind of really passive play. Oh, God. It looks like we're panicking. No, we can't deflect that. We cannot deflect the beam. Oh, shit. Cruel. Oh, it's a good job she had to reload then. Oh, my God. What the hell? Oh, look at that Bastion just sitting there killing everyone. Madness. Madness. Yeah, so another little point I want to make, and this extends to pretty much everybody, regardless of whatever tier you're in. When you pick up an offensive character, be aggressive, or even a tank, be aggressive. It is much easier to learn to be more conservative after you've learned to be crazily aggressive. You see a lot of people, and you're doing this right now, you're way too passive. Now, Genji is difficult, right? The thing with Genji is you need to know when to go in. And I can't just sit there and go, oh yeah, right, now you should go in, now you shouldn't go in. Genji's so fast. What you have to think is you almost have to train yourself so you've got muscle memory. It's like, all right, the fight's going this way. I think I can now go in. You go in and you die, and it's like, okay, you learn the lesson the hard way. After doing that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, then you eventually think, okay, next time that happens, oh, I'm not going to go in because I died last time. That's how Genji works. He's very difficult. He's one of the highest skill cap heroes in the game. I mean, I probably would put him at the top. I would say Tracer's up there as well. You could even say Widowmaker, even McCree to some extent. Like that there is not as bad as the first death, but it is definitely a mechanical issue there. Knowing that, yeah, you've just double jumped and you've wall climbed, and now you're falling off and you're going to die because you can't wall climb anymore because you've not actually touched the floor to then reinitiate the cooldown on the wall climb. So these are like problems which you can only really solve by playing more of the game. Alright, what I'm going to focus on now is, well, your target priority and what you're doing with the team. So we've got Dragon Blade and we're going around the side, so I assume you're going to try and dive into the back. I'm going to pause it here because what we're looking at here is the kill feed. They've got a kill on our mech, we've got a kill on their mech. That's cool. We can totally Dragon Blade into this. So what I'd be looking for you to do is dash up into the air, then dash down and start chopping. No disrespect to these other players, but they're bronze. You should be able to just annihilate them, really. She's not a priority target. Baby D.Va, you almost always want to leave Baby D.Va. In fact, maybe it's just me I can hear the bleeping and you guys can't hear that. I don't know. I apologise if that's the case anyway. I'm just talking about a random mad bleep. But Baby D.Va is the worst target for you to possibly attack. She does nothing, right? If she's not in a mech, D.Va is pretty much useless, apart from unless, you know, she wants to spam a choke at long range with a weapon. So what you should have been doing there is going after their support, going after the team, like the Lucio, which you just got a great kill on. Look, that D.Va is still Baby D.Va. Going after other targets. Like, she is the... What is that? You were just shooting the Bastion in the back of the head? That was a nice deflect there. Dash into him. Yeah, awesome. See, we got the dash reflect. Reset, even. Once you get used to dash resets, you can really do a lot of work with Genji. And that's where a lot of his power comes from. When you look at people who are, like... gathered in small corridors. You can dash right through them. If you maybe get an elimination, you can dash right back through, and it's tons and tons of damage. It's like immense damage, but it all comes down to knowing when to go. This Lucio, what you've done here is awesome, right? You've caused him to use his ultimate, which is a complete waste, and he's just going to die. You used alternate fire, great there. Always use that in close combat, and it was pretty well done. I don't think that could have been executed any better. I mean, he totally panicked. And that D.Va is still out of a mech. Well, does that D.Va not like her mech? Oh, Bastion killed him. What the hell? I have never seen what's going on? I've never seen a D.Va so much out of a mech. This is madness. Oh, I could have made a... Yeah, this is a Sparta joke, right? There's a hole in the middle of the map, although it's not the well like Ilios. So not quite as good as it's starting. No, it's not. Right, yeah, target priority. The Genji, good. The Genji, good. The Lucio is what you should be going for there, which is great. And honestly, they're just trickling into the point here. So this is working in your favour. I would just get on top of this D.Va, because D.Va in the mech can't really do too much to you. That there was quite bad, and you were pretty lucky there that he was a bronze McCree. You walked... Let me just explain what happened there, right? I'm not going to rewind it. I'm not going to go back over that, but you walked up to him, pressed your ultimate. It's odds on he's going to have his flashbang, which he could throw at you and then pop you in the head. He did flash you, but he didn't have the accuracy to pop you in the head. I bet a McCree would do that. You've always got to dash up into the air and then dash down. Or use it when you're above people, your ultimate. Don't just walk up to them and pull your blade out. It's so stupid and it's so easy to counter when people do that. Another thing as well is I haven't really touched on the team compositions in this game. Honestly, it's because they don't matter. This is at such a low level, it doesn't really matter what the team is. Anybody at this level can get out of bronze and silver if they play whatever character they're playing, but play that character well. That's a fact, right? Yes, it does help if you've got a healer. Yes, it does help if you've got a tank. The fact is, at this level, most people do want to play Genji. Most people want to play Bastion and weird characters like that, which is fine. Alright, so we've got to look at our health here. We're on 50 health. We're trying to take a duel with a McCree. McCree's dangerous for us. We don't really want to be going into, a duel with a McCree. But, like I said, at this level, you can probably get away with it. Yeah. So, there's a problem there with not disengaging when we knew the fight was lost. You can't beat 3 people. And if you look at the percentages, it's 99 to 99. We're going to actually lose this point, which we shouldn't have really, because look what was happening. The Zen was going on to the point, the Bastion had just killed somebody. Granted, we just lost 3 players there at the end, but if you kept that alive, then possibly you could have... What I'm trying to say is you shouldn't have died to those 3 people. You should have realised, oh, it's 3 versus 1, I'm going to back off. And then you could have kept tiptoeing onto the point to keep it alive for your reinforcements to come in. I'm not saying that would have made much of a difference, but killing yourself when there are other options is the worst thing you can do in Overwatch. Killing yourself is the worst thing. Say that to yourself right now. Killing myself in Overwatch is the worst thing I can possibly do. We'll just pause it on this screen so we can check this out. But... killing yourself and letting the enemy kill you is the worst thing, right? Because you're feeding them, you're giving them ult charge. Jumping off the map when everybody's dead and you want to reset yourself, that's cool. But don't just walk up to the enemy and let them kill you. Remember, Overwatch is a game of ultimates. Yes, it comes down to skill, but also if you've got better ultimate usage than the enemy team, you will beat them. And you can argue that right now at the highest level of Overwatch, at the esports level, Korean teams are having a lot of success because they're more organised than Western teams. Although you could argue Western teams have got better players. Anyway, look at this team comp, right? I said we weren't really going to look at it, but we'll just go over it for the sake of it. So, you on Genji, cool. Bastion is horrifically bad. This player will not get anywhere playing Bastion on this map beyond, like, this level. But whatever. If he wants to play Bastion, that's cool, right? I'm not going to hate him. Lucio is obviously awesome. D.Va's awesome. So, I'd say Genji, yeah. McCree, all right. And Soldier, like, all right. Remember, this is bronze, right? This here should be another support or a tank, but he's probably doing work on your team, so it's hard to tell. And obviously we can't see the enemy team because it's the start of the round. Like stats wise, you're not too bad. 22 elims, 7 deaths. That's too many deaths. And that's because you've been feeding a little bit, which you have to understand the level you're at. This is going to happen, and don't worry about it. Don't give a shit about your rank. It honestly doesn't matter, right? Whatever rank you are. Who cares? Who honestly cares? So let's go back to a point I was making a little bit earlier on with being aggressive. Remember, you've got your deflect and dash. This means with Genji, you can be very aggressive because you can deflect pretty much every projectile in the game. The only thing you can't deflect are beams. So you can't deflect Zarya's beam, May's beam, as we found out earlier. Everything else, though, you can pretty much deflect back. You can also deflect melee attacks, but you don't deflect them back into the attacker. So if Reinhardt is swinging his hammer at you, well, you can deflect, and it will just mean that no damage will happen, which is obviously better than taking the massive damage off his hammer as he smashes you in the face, because you cannot beat him in a 1v1 melee fight. One thing you're not doing as well with Genji mechanically is... let me just keep on the aggression thing for a moment. Being more aggressive, you seem to be more aggressive as this game goes on, so you're kind of warming into it. Remember, you can wall climb and double jump, so why are we not on top of this central pillar, chucking stuff down into them? Why are we not climbing up on, just being Genji, like walking around? You walk around too much on the low ground. This means it's easy for soldiers to kill you. Because if you're just walking about and you're not climbing on the walls, you're not trying to jump about and all that good stuff, oh, this is actually a really good duel. That's a really good kill there. And the only reason you killed him is because you used the alternate fire correctly. So always... always alternate fire at point blank fights on people, yeah? Only use primary fire when you're at range on people. Or if you're sneaking up to them, so let's say we've got a Widowmaker set up on the final point on Volskaya, and you manage to get around the back, and she's sitting at the back with a sniper rifle out, and she's got a scope up so you can clearly see with the animation. In that case, you would sneak up to her, primary fire into her head, and then dash through her and kill her. Because obviously the 3 shots would be in line. Now, the aggression issue is something that's only really going to get fixed as you play the game more often, right? You'll understand more. It's like I said on the previous point. You will get more used to playing on the edge of Genji, right? And this is a problem I have with Genji. I can't play him at my level, which is a problem. If I break him out, I just get completely killed because the players I'm playing against know how to deal with me. I'm not good enough with Genji movement. I know what I should be doing, but when it comes down to that critical clutch 1v1, I lose most of the time, and it's not great. So let's go back to mechanics. I don't think I've ever seen you melee in this game at any point. So walking up to these people and attacking them like that, again, this is my biggest issue with you, just walking up to them, right? Why are you not double jumping in the air above their heads, throwing shurikens down into them? It's going to severely screw them up because they're going to have to aim up into the sky. And I'm telling you now, it's one of the most difficult things in Overwatch to suddenly look up. That vertical plane, if you've got to shoot a Pharah, if you've got to shoot a Genji jumping around, it's difficult to do, or even a Lucio. It's difficult, or a Diva flying about in the air. They're difficult, so you want to do that as much as you can, like jump up in the air, be a nuisance. If you did that, you're going to be much more difficult to kill, which is going to mean you're going to stay alive more, which, remember what I said, dying is the worst thing you can do, which means you're going to do more damage, which means you're going to get more ultimate charge, which means your stats are going to be better, etc., which means you're going to win more games at the end of the day, and that's what you should be doing. Now, for melee, what you should be doing with this is when you are right up close to people, which honestly, I haven't really seen that much of in this game, you're generally fighting at them as if you're like, more of a ranged character. Anyway, if you're jumping on top of people, you should be right-clicking into them, but don't be afraid of mixing in a couple of melee slashes in between, because it's guaranteed damage at that close range, whereas the shurikens, they could miss. So if you're shuriken in melee and shuriken... Oh god, we had dash. We could have turned around and dashed away or dashed or done something. That was just poor play. We could see that happening. We had all day. We were like, oh my god, there's a Diva bomb. I will just turn around and maybe my shiny metallic arse will protect me from it. And guess what? It didn't, and now I'm dead. Oh dear. Yeah, so put melee into your goddamn rotation. Do it. I want you to go into the training grounds. I want you to just jump on those bots, right? But attack them from above. Don't walk up to them like you're doing and just throw shurikens at them. Here we go. 1v1. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're deflecting before anything's actually happening, which is not great. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why did we do this? Uh-oh. Okay, you pulled out your blade with no knowledge of whatever the hell the enemy team were doing. We had no idea where they were. We killed 2 of them, and then we pull out the blade. What a waste. Like, you did nothing with that blade. And now you're dead. Like, so basically, you did nothing. All you did in that fight there was use an ultimate and die. The rest of your team killed the enemy. Don't do that. Do not commit to a blade if you cannot see targets that you're going to smash the blade into. This is one of the best ultimates in the game. It's a very difficult ultimate to pull off because you've got to be great at target selection. Like we've just seen there was no target selection. You just pull it out like, yes, I'm Genji, and then you die. That's the hallmark of a bad Genji. And again, no disrespect to you. The OverAnalyzed is designed to be a little bit harsh. That was good, but that was good, but dashing through him there was not really worth it because we flashed him. We could have shurikened him in the head and done more damage to him, and then we could maybe have dashed through him to get the kill. Luckily, Bastion followed up on the dash, so we dashed through him, Bastion killed him. Alright, but you've always got to assume that Bastion's not going to do that for you. So you could have secured the kill with a better rotation of your abilities. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, Genji is so goddamn hard to play. And this is why, if you see actual pro Genjis, they are damn good players, because they're in tune with Genji on such a mechanical level. It is beautiful. And it's why he's so difficult to play. And it's why you get a lot of Genji hate throughout the ladders. Because it's like, oh my god, we've got a pro Genji. A pro Genji. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's because, yeah, it's a difficult hero. And why were you pulling the blade out? We were dead. Do not use your ultimate if you're not going to win. Like, sometimes you can clutch, right? And you can take them out. But the only time you would clutch with a Genji blade is if they don't know where you're coming from, right? And you're diving up into the air. Remember, dash up into the air, then use the ultimate, and then dash down with the reset and start chopping on people. And focus fire the supports and the squishy targets. There, we just went to pull it out. Luckily, we've still got our ultimate available. Honestly, I think that's one of the worst mechanics in Overwatch. I think if you pull your ultimate out, you should lose it, because you press Q. That's the commitment. So don't waste your goddamn ultimate. So let's just do a little bit of a quick recap while we wait for this round to go in. You're too passive, to be honest. Your usage of the abilities, so deflect and dash, are not great. Especially deflect, because we're deflecting a lot when we expect damage to come in. Remember, kind of use him like Zarya in a way. Like, don't pre-bubble. Only bubble when you know damage is coming in. Only deflect when you can clearly see damage is about to come in. So if you're running down a tight corridor, so on this point here, we should move directly to the point, right? Let's see where you go. And if you do, right, if you go straight through the middle to the point, expect the enemy team to be there, yeah? Get ready to deflect. If you're going to go top right, expect them to be here. So we're thinking now, this is my thought process, I'm going to need to deflect, all right? Where are they? I'm going to climb the wall, going to jump about. There's no wall climbing happening, so you're just going to throw a bit of shurikens. May's come up to get us. Diva's come up to get us. We need to get the hell out of here. We've got a Mercy, but we still can't fight both of those, even with the Mercy. Okay, there's a May left. May is a hard counter to you. So trying to go 1v1 with a May is not great. But we do have a Diva, and we're just like waiting for the May, like, okay, May. And she just gave up and died. That's fine. Because, yeah, that's fine. Never give up, ladies and gentlemen. There's always a chance. It's never set in stone that you can say, yes, look at this, melee is coming in now. Why have we stopped firing? What the? Why have you stopped firing? Good God, man. Look at this. I think you've got tunnel vision for the Reaper, right? Reaper, melee. Actually cut the McCree. Stop firing. Just keep firing, man. There's loads of them. Ay, 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 ay. You see, these are things which are really weird to me to see this. Because, I mean, you just would continue firing, right? I wouldn't even think that was advice. But don't get target locked like that. Just keep firing, because you still would have hit other targets there. They were all together. Would have been beautiful. But it looks like your team are doing work. And it looks like we're going to be able to capture this point, which is jazzy. Like, your stats are okay. And you know what? You're actually bringing up the score screen way more than people I see in much higher ranks, which I really like, because that gives you a ton of information. See that there? Alternate fire into his head at point blank range. Ripperino, soldier. Beautiful. Although there was no need to ice block onto us there. What the hell? It's just like BM May. Oh my god. But yeah, the great duel there with the soldier. If you could, like, a great thing to do with Genji, right? If you've got a friend, is go into a custom game and just 1v1 them. Get them to pick different heroes and 1v1 them. Obviously, hard counters like Winston. You'll never be able to beat a Winston, so don't even bother trying to 1v1 the Winston. I mean, maybe if you can attack him from range and dash away, whatever, but you're not going to beat him in a game. He's a hard counter to you. May as well, she's going to wreck you. Zarya, she's probably going to wreck you as well. Other heroes, though, like McCree's, Anna's, soldiers, anybody like that, getting in and trying to deflect, not deflect, but like beat them in 1v1 duels will make you a better player. Alright, let's see what we're going to do with the Dragon Blade. So, we're sort of going after the highest health target. Again, that's a big problem with target priority. What we want to be doing here with the Blade is eliminating enemy players. Now, arguably, removing Diva from her mech is eliminating an enemy player, because with Diva without a mech, as I said earlier on, is pointless in this game, unless she's spamming chokes from miles away. So, what we should have been looking for there is, I'm going to use my Dragon Blade, I'm going to go into the back line, and I'm going to kill their supports. In fact, if you write that down on a post-it note, stick it on your monitor, Dragon Blade kill supports, and that's all you're going to do. Dragon Blade kill back line, or whatever, and that's what you do. It will make you more effective, because you will only use your Dragon Blade when you need to. I mean, here, this is actually pretty good. You won a fight, you shouldn't really have won that. Reaper should have done work on you, but Well, he's Reaper. Remember Baby D.Va? Screw Baby D.Va. Well, no, that sounds wrong. That sounds really wrong. Don't do that. Some of the things I say in these videos. What the hell? Yeah, right. Oh, beautiful. We got dash reset. Let's go. Let's go, boy. Let's go. Oh, we should have got really aggressive. We should have just dashed forward and tried to find another target. Remember, deflecting D.Va's kind of pointless because there's going to be no damage coming in. Right, we can have another blade. We could just blade straight into the back line here. Dash up into the air. Dash up into the air and blade. No! No! Not May! No! Can you see how you get 0 value from your blades? So, I'll tell you what. Let me compliment you, right? Because I've been bashing you a lot in this video. Your accuracy. And now when I say accuracy, I mean the way you're handling yourself, right? The way your mouse isn't spazzing out. The way it looks fairly smooth is cool, right? And shows that you do have a degree of control over your character, which is awesome. And this here is beautiful play because you're going to kill him. What? It's a hero play. Uh-oh, we've got a problem now. McCree, why would you flash? You silly boy, McCree. Oh! Hide. Did that May just wall the bomb? I don't think she did. I think it was on top of the wall. That is some advanced level tactics if that May planned that. This is great though. This here is, you know, on the first point. Oh, somebody's left the game. That's unfortunate. On the first point, you didn't do this. Like, you didn't stay alive and contest the point, and you've done that on this point, and that's the reason why your team have took this, because of that great play. So, yeah, your control of the character looks fine. You clearly have a PC gaming FPS pedigree because you're checking the score screen quite often as well. Not enough. I mean, you should check it every time there's nothing to do. If you need to be killing the enemy, if you need to be doing something, whatever, check the score screen. Don't check the score screen, sorry. But if there is nothing to do, then check the score screen. Because we need to see what's going on. Like, our team comp is horrifically bad, although the Widow's now changed. See, like, there's a couple of heroes. Widow, McCree, Genji, and Tracer, I'd say. If you see them in lower level games, they're not going to be very good players. You can abuse that, right? Okay, you can say that you are at a lower level, but if you see a Widowmaker, just take her on 1v1. You'll probably kill her, right? If you keep practicing your 1v1s. If you see a McCree, take him on 1v1. You'll probably kill him. If you see a soldier, take them on 1v1. It's going to train you. It's going to make you better at the game. It's unfortunate that that guy's left. Hopefully he comes back, because this is actually a really close game. I mean, this is 2-2. And we're back on the first point we were on. But, like, there are major problems with your play. It's pointless me just going, yeah, there are some good points. Major problems are you don't use Genji's movement, which is really bad. Because you're literally you're only using half his kit. Like, why are we not wall climbing? Like, running away from her like that is stupid. We should have climbed up the wall, got on the high ground, and just started throwing shurikens into her. What can she do? I mean, yeah, she's Symmetra. She's a hard count, but look how low she was. We can dash through her. I'd dash through her, yeah. And again, that's coming back to the idea of understanding Genji. I knew you could get a dash kill then, so I'm like, dash, kill. You took your time and then dashed through. This is what Genji is all about. And actually, talking about sensitivity, sometimes Genji can benefit from a rapidly increased sensitivity as well. So if you ram it up a little bit so you can move faster, because Genji is more about getting up close and personal to the enemy than trying to get mad long-range accuracy. Yeah, you spam shurikens through chokes. Yeah, you spam and all of that stuff. But when you're like this, point-blank range, you're basically using alternate fire and trying to melee, which you are doing more of now, which is great. So being able to turn your camera quicker might actually, or your viewpoint quicker, might actually be better, because it means you can find a new target to dash at. And I think a lot of very high-level Genjis do use high sensitivity. I know Cruz for United does, and I think Swoosh does for Movistar Riders, I think. But yeah, Genji is a very kind of unique character in that respect. However, if you are comfortable with this sensitivity, do not change it, because you're just going to make it more difficult for you. Because one of the worst things you can do is change your sense, which then it's almost like you're trying to learn the game again. Even if you make minor alterations to it, like I, for a while, increased my sensitivity. Increased my sensitivity to 6, I think it was. And it was way too much, because usually I was playing at like 4.7ish. It was way too much. So yeah, it's unfortunate this is here at the end of the game, because, well, it's going to be an easy win because they don't really have a full team, which is a shame. And this is the same. Sorry, this is the same at any level. If somebody leaves on the enemy team, it's very rare that you win. I have won 2 5v6s in my time, but they haven't been complete 5v6s from the start. It's been like this on Control, where then maybe you lose the last person on the final round, but you manage to clutch it somehow. Yeah, so, I mean, never give up. Like, the other team have given up, but try not to give up. It looks like he's come back, Nomad, but, well, we're on 82%, so it's probably a little bit too late. So, yeah, look, on this point, you could be climbing everywhere, and you don't climb anywhere. We're just sort of walking around. So, one thing that will make you just better at the game straight away is if you spend time not actually playing the game. Just go into a custom game and practice Genji movement. Just climb walls, just dash, just do Genji stuff, right? You will be better. You will become more accustomed to taking Genji movement paths as you go through levels. Because what you're doing here, through the maps even, what you're doing is you're just playing like any other character that doesn't have movement abilities, but you do. It would be like playing Lucio and just walking around and not wall riding. It's an essential part of that hero's kit. And also, we're way too defensive again here, really. We know we've got a massive advantage, right? Remember what I said about Genji? It's all about knowing when you've got an advantage. And it's 6v5, so you've always got the advantage in this fight. So we should just be going hell for leather. We should just pull the blade out here, go crazy. I mean, that was probably bad advice of me there. Don't do that. Because we did have a symmetrical beam locked onto us and no health. So it's probably a bad idea. But it's all right because it's 6v5 and we're going to win. And practice your blades as well. Remember, just keep Overwatch simple in your head. Only blade the back line. Only blade the supports, dash into the air, dash down. That's after you've bladed, right? Very simple. Right, let's pause this if you bring the score up. Go on, bring the score up. Go on. Okay, unfortunate. So, I think I've pretty much recapped everything that's gone on in this video. So I don't think we really need another one. So just go and play more Genji, right? I'm just going to take a drink because my throat's destroyed. Beautiful. Yeah, just play more Genji. He's a very hard hero, but if you get better at him, you should be able to skyrocket through the ranks, but a lot of it comes down to decisions, and I'd say 7 out of 10 decisions in that game you made were bad. You need to get that down to maybe 4 bad decisions, yeah? And you can do that with simple stuff. And, you know, hopefully this video helps you. It is difficult sometimes for me to give advice to such lower level players because things happen which are kind of crazy, but there is definitely hope for you. And it does show you that, honestly, from what I've seen you do in this game, there has been worse Genji players. In fact, there was a Genji OverAnalyzed on the channel, which I think was a Diamond Genji, and I think your play is arguably on par with that, so no reason why you can't get into Diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to send in a video for OverAnalyzed, follow the instructions that have been on the screen. And remember, you can join the Discord server, which is discord.gg/Unit Lost. And I'll catch you next time, guys. Toodaloo.